so alarming and upsetting. Like you mentioned, older black folks twice as likely as older white folks to be diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and black women we know are especially impacted. Do we know why, though, and what outreach is being done to really help educate people?
Yes, so we know that age is one of the largest risk factors that we have, but there's so many others that relate to our family history, meaning how many other cases are known in your family. We know that genetics play a really important role in establishing risk, and we know that there are some modifiable risk factors like physical exercise, nutrition, environmental factors. All of these pay attention to how we establish risk throughout diverse communities. And it's why we say early detection is one of the greatest um, ways that we can combat future cases of Alzheimer's disease.
That early detection is certainly key. We just showed some stats on the screen, and there seems to be a lot of concern within the black community when it comes to discrimination, when it comes to accessing care for Alzheimer's. Why is that, and what can be done to combat that so black folks are more likely to go to their doctors and talk about any of these risk factors that they believe might be leading them to being diagnosed with Alzheimer's?
Right. And we know that for diverse communities, we're more likely to experience discrimination in healthcare than any other non or any other white person that's sitting right next to us. So that can play a part in deterring us from going to the doctor. And we say to that, give us a call so we can help walk you through that process. You can reach us at 800-272-3900. We also offer over 20,000 education programs annually throughout the community nationwide. And we talk about these very same topics around managing Alzheimer's and dementia for yourself or your loved one, along with other topics related to keeping yourself and your brain healthy with our healthy living programs, as well as managing money and finances of someone that's going through this challenging disease.
We know you just passed along the phone number. We also have been putting up the website, alz.org, which has a host of information for folks to check out there. I want to specifically talk about black women here because we know there's often a compounding effect for black women who are more likely to be caregivers for a loved one who also comes down with Alzheimer's, but they're also at a higher risk of coming down with the disease too. What can be done to alleviate some of the burden that black women are facing?
Caregiving is something or a term that we use a lot when we're talking about providing care for someone who's going through a chronic condition. But this is something that African Americans tend to do naturally. It's within our culture to take care of our elders. So we may not immediately identify with resources labeled as caregiving. And that can relate, and that can draw back us from wanting to seek out help or the free resources that communities can have. And caregiving and the stress that it's associated with it is known to deteriorate the brain and accelerate your risk for cognitive decline. So we want to make sure that when we take our family members to the doctor, that we also talk about what self-care looks like, that we involve our community and not just make it about one or two people from their family. It has to be something that we all help each other with so we can share that burden and not have it on one person.
That is such a great note to end things on because we know caregiving, like you mentioned, can really take a toll on the primary caregiver. Call everyone in because it truly does take a village to take care of folks, especially those that are dealing with Alzheimer's and dementia. Eric Neal with the Alzheimer's Association, thank you so much for joining us. More information on alz.org. Meanwhile, we're going to continue